to be multiple of us that just not going to attract to that. They don't want to see that. Why? Because what we have gotten ourselves wrapped into is a trauma bonding thing.
Mm-hmm.
We like to get up with folks that got like a horrible story that will make our story not sound so bad. It's real tough for a lot of people to come across a good story that doesn't top theirs or what they may feel. So we now have this like vicious cycle of people that honestly truly will sit up here and complain all day every day about how effed up we are,
Mm-hmm.
but then turn right around and the only type of content that they want to consume is the content of the messy shit. Well, as long as you feed that fire will continue to consume everything around us. You
Yeah.
keep feeding it. I mean, look, if I want the fire of degeneracy and bad thinking and bad health and all of that, gender war, if I want that fire to die, the last thing I'm going to do is go get some dry wood and throw it in
Mm-hmm.
the pile. That's the last thing I'm gonna do.
Right.
I want it out. I'm gonna do everything from throwing bags of sand to water, mud, you name it, anything to extinguish it. I'm gonna do that in my power. But I digress. My mic is muted. What you got? I got like three more questions for this game stop. Let's get it.
Let's go.
All day in the paint, 8 and 5, baby. Let's go.
All right.
Ready? You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, bet. I'll make sure. All right, bet. So, welfare. When it comes to
Mm-hmm.
welfare, do you believe that welfare was set up more so to assist the black people in our impoverished state, or do you think it was really set up as a trick bag to keep us in a continuous cycle of never being able to truly get ahead?
I think it was set up to keep people down. Um, if you look at the origins of welfare and where it started because you had a lot of women who were married on paper, but not married in their reality. And we talking about a time when it wasn't really acceptable for a woman to be in the workforce. And a lot of people have a problem with this statement, but that's just what it is. You go back and look why they created those social programs because you had women who were married whose husbands had either left for work or left them. So they were deserted and they didn't have a source of income so they couldn't feed their children. And so what was happening was you was gonna have a public health crisis in America because you had malnourished children. So they created the welfare program, but initially black folk couldn't get welfare. But when they do give black people welfare, I don't think it was specifically targeted to harm black folks, but having been acquainted with people that have been on welfare and seeing how it works, yeah, they get a shelter, they get a place to stay, and all of that type of stuff. But when they try to do better about themselves, it's like taking a rug, just snatching a rug up under from somebody while they're walking. Like they get off and they ended up going back because it's not like I'm gonna gradually take this away from you. No. Oh, you trying to do better now. I'm just gonna snatch everything. Well, if you didn't give them proper resource and education about how to actually take care of themselves, how do you expect for them to thrive in what it is that they do? Paying bills is a skill. You know what I'm saying? You don't just automatically come with it. You have to learn it. A lot of people teach their children. It's like you give your children an allowance, and you tell them, "Oh, you want this," or if they get a job, they want to make a major purchase. Hey, I'll give you X amount of dollars toward this big thing that you want. Teach them how to save and all of that type of stuff. So if you got somebody that's been dependent upon the government to help them sustain themselves, and they're not giving them programs to keep that up or to develop those skills, I mean, it's reasonable to believe that they're going to get back on the system, and that's generally what happens. A lot of people, the first time they get out welfare, end up going back.
Nah,
You
thank you
muted.
for that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you. Okay, yeah. Thank you for those gems. Here we go. Here we go. Ready for the next one? All right. Why, out of any culture on planet Earth, our culture, yeah, because people like to say we don't have it. Why are we so scared of marriage today? Why are the men scared of marriage? And why do the women not respect it as much? How did we get here? Because I want to break something down to us. I talked about it just a night or so ago. Back in like the 1950s and 40s, we had a higher marriage rate than white women. My sisters were more married than white women. And somehow or another, we became the lowest of that bar out of any culture in this melting pot that we call the 50 states. You got the floor, Sunkiss.
A lot of stuff happens to cause it. But overall, like I said, the foundation of our culture is unity. And the more we assimilate into American society, the more that principle of unity becomes eroded. The more unity erodes, the less healthy we're going to be as a people. That includes being able to stick together and keep our families together. Because unity requires self sacrifice from everybody. Unity requires compassion from everybody. And inside of this culture, it's a lot of, like I said, the culture is focused on individualism. That is an American principle, right? And so if you individualize, that means it's all about me. And if you listen to these people talk, you know, especially me, I've been married